pack all that sauce in there that nobody eats.
Well, some people do. If I was having a burrito, I would consider getting it.
Mm-hmm.
Mom would definitely want it. She's eating the sauce and salsa that I believe in here.
Maybe with barbecue sauce, maybe.
I don't know that they have that. Marketing surveys tend to indicate whatever you want them to show.
Whatever they can get for the cheapest bid.
Or if you look at it, and almost everybody wants salsa.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
And if people want mustard, then
Honey mustard.
Then something like that, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Sure, put honey mustard on burrito. Fries are
I really like mustard, so.
honey mustard.
Mustard in general.
Yeah.
When I went to the VA in Minneapolis, Jennifer made me a sandwich, and I was eating it hot mustard then.
Oh yeah.
And she put it on rather strong.
Yes.
And I'm trying to eat it on my way to Fargo or Minneapolis. And oh my gosh.
Open up your sinuses.
Oh, and everything else. Yes. Yeah.
She likes to drench it in it.
If I had to go to Minneapolis again, I would tell them you're going to have to do it somewhere else. I'm not going to Minneapolis.
Mm-hmm.
Fargo is much better than
There's no
Minneapolis.
choice.
Huh?
And they'll tell you you have no choice.
Well, yeah, I do. I don't have to
Oh, you
go.
do it to a local place in town.
Yeah, well, I go under Medicare and the Air Force. I don't have to go under the VA. But they were checking me twice a year. They said, you can go to once a year. And I went, no, that's good. Then I thought about it. I said, being looked at by 2 techs or doctors a year versus 1, that's probably a good thing. So one might catch something, the other one misses it or something. Unless it keeps you active in the VA system in case you do need them for something big. You don't have to prove anything.
Which increases disability.
That's a whole different game, but it might. But you got to prove, and then you have to have it tested. Everybody told me before we went to Fargo last time, you're going to get a bunch more money. Well, that's not what happened, and that's fine. But I was told, oh yeah, you'll get more. Well, no, was the answer. I'm not going to argue, nor do I want to go try it again. And if I developed something else that was Agent Orange related that we can prove, then that would be a different argument. You know, I did get that in there, which is, but they had already approved that before I went. You know, that's what's weird on some of these things dealing with insurances or governments and stuff like any of their stuff. They got all these different rules, and they went ahead and already approved that, and they were approved a number of things before I went. But they told me I had to go. I had to go now. Okay, fine. So I did. I waited longer to go so I could have more paperwork. Didn't seem to matter. But anyhow, it seemed like a good idea at the time. But it was, yeah, their rules are kind of, they had already decided on some of it before, back in June. We didn't go till February. So it kind of blows my mind. So then what was the point? And then they went through my, I had to have hearing tests again. I said, you just did one here a couple, 6 months ago. Yep, that's right, we're doing another. And we just did this, and yep, we got to do that. And then the one lady doing the test said, they may, if they file this incorrectly, it's going to have to be redone. And I'm like, oh, well, there we go. I'll watch it and see, make sure it doesn't do that. Okay. But whatever rules they follow, whatever games they play, the more you got, the harder it is to get. And more, it's funny, 10% becomes 10% of its fraction instead of 10% of the whole, so it becomes less and less, which is specifically designed that way so you don't get all of the stuff that could be. Just like everything else has got its, all of its rules, whatever those are, whatever you buy over there. Don't understand any of that. But if you think you're going to win against the government on your own, no. That lady filled out your stuff just perfectly, and then you got the disability. But until then, it was going to have to be a lawyer or somebody. But she did it every day. She knew how to play the game, and that was some of the other stuff too. They knew how. Oh, you say you talk to a tax person, and they're doing tax stuff
all the time. I know
not just this period. All throughout the year, they're working on it, reading the latest stuff, and their computers updated with all it. Well,
a lot of the software will do it for you.
Pretty much, and that
you can check off all these little things and sends it electronically.
And that's what they did. So bang bang.
Yeah.
And then when I got smart to have them start sending it back, you can get it back fast if you tell them send it to my bank account. Well, I'm going to start doing that with a few more things, so it can, instead of waiting 6 months for the mail, or like that one check that came back
didn't come in at all.
It was shredded. Only thing was left of it was a section with a check number and my address and name on it. Was only the rest of it was gone.
So good there.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't their fault. It was the post office screwed up somewhere.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they have stuff getting damaged every day. So.
But had it been somebody's check that they sent for some kind of item they ordered, and then that person go, no, I'm not going to send you another one.
Here we are.
Be like, I already sent you the thing, and I have the item now, and
yeah, well, here we go.
Yeah, there you go. Take it up with the postal people.
Yeah, well, again.
And the postal people are going to reimburse you too. $49,000 or something.
Depending if you had it insured. When I rolled one 401k into an IRA, it was like a $40,000 check. Because I was kind of concerned about that, you know. But it got here okay.
Of course, these online payment companies now are causing problems, and that new tax thingy. If you use like PayPal or whatever else now, and you pay somebody or if you receive or pay somebody more than $600,
they want their nose in it.
They want you to file a tax form.
Yep.
And if you don't file a tax form,
they can have a
they can audit you up to $1 million. And that goes for anybody using any of the digital services, including if it's a 7-year-old kid at a lemonade stand, but if she's taking payments through like a PayPal thing or something,
there's a record.
Yeah.
Paper trail.
If there's more than $600 worth of sales,
they want it,
and you don't report it, they come after you.
Yeah. That's more Biden stuff. Trying to shake every dime out of you.
Or they'll come after the parent.
Yeah, well.
I don't think a 7-year-old's allowed to set up a PayPal account.
I don't know.
But in the theory is sound where it could go like that. And I guarantee nobody's going to keep, who's using PayPal is going to keep all the receipts to everything they bought, since they're almost all digital receipts. That's another thing they said, if you get audited, you better have all the receipts. And I'm like, well, what the heck?
Here's my concept.
And you know how they announced this little thing? They put it on the IRS website.
Yeah, in other words, they didn't tell anybody.
And nobody, it's only to a couple of people online that started to get messed over by it.
Yeah. That
it actually got put out on YouTube anywhere.
Yeah.
When they claim, well, if you do any sales, you're supposed to check the IRS website announcements things every, month. Who actually checks out the IRS website every month?
Tax professionals.
That's it.
Yeah, working in it every day. No tax guys today.
Hey.
There's an Artmobile. Wow, look at that. Wow.
He has to get out every so often.
Yep. I forgot today was no tax folks today. Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Bye.
check engine light came on the drain. I'm like, oh, wonderful, thank you. To go see if it's a big deal or not. Somebody's working on your sign, it looks like. Or something. Put up a new sign or a replacement sign? Or taking it in for repair or something? The Ohio plate. Portable barbecue grill going. Smells like barbecue.
you get rid of the van?
No. Well, yeah, we got rid of the van.
So yeah, his insurance lady's supposed to call me today. Maybe she'll.
Did I say iced?
What's that?
Did I say iced?
Oh yeah, you did.
Okay, can you make that one iced?
Yep.
And you have the
I
hot
can
one.
make that one. I mean, I can make a new one for you too.
The hot's fine. I'll drink the hot.
Sure?
Yep,
Okay.
that's fine.
Jan wanted the mom wanted the ice one more. Yeah.
Yeah, insurance gets to be goofy on lots of things, depending who you got. Then you got people that don't want to stay around because they got something else to do. You know, it always makes it more entertaining.
Yeah, and apparently in North Dakota, I guess, parking lot is a no-fault zone. I've never heard that before. But, so I thought, well, so I could just ram somebody for the hell of it and say, oh, not my fault.
Yeah, jurisdictional question there.
Only if you have all state insurance.
I don't know, my daughter she did her driver's test and she had an accident during the driver's test in the parking lot. So they had her park the car, notified everybody, and they called the cops. And the cop was real cool. He comes up, so does that count as a fail? Yes.
I was parallel parking, and when I pulled out, I hit the car in front of me. So it was broken off. But I barely passed, but, you know, whatever. In my driver's says, you know, you're 7 on the bar, so I'm like, whatever.
You used to just drive and not worried about details like gates or fences.
I passed. I tell the driver instructor I'll never ever parallel park the rest of my life. The only thing they cited me for was you went over the line for the crosswalk, and I'm like, where? How do you know there's a crosswalk? There's 3 feet of snow on each side, and there's an inch and a half of ice on the ground. How do you even know where the damn line is?
Right?
When I took mine in California, by law, you had to stop at the sidewalk and then at the street. So I did that, and he starts yelling at me. And the time before that, I went, and the first thing he had to do there was parallel park. And I've been practicing on my dad's 56 Buick Super.
Yeah.
He gave me his 73 Buick Sports Wagon, and I couldn't get that thing near the curb, so I failed, right? And they have you parallel park before they let you go out the street. So then when I passed that, and I come up to the curb, up to the sidewalk and stop, and then I stopped to get in the thing. So, what's with that? I said, well, it says I have to stop for the sidewalk, and so I did double stop because of that. So he told me he got done. He said, you need a lot of practice, right? So I was like, okay. My military one was even funnier. Was it getting a military license?
Yeah.
They got an F-250.
Do you have any photos?
None. None with me. Had an F-250. It's jacked up for off-road activity, a military vehicle, with a loose seat, and it's a clutch. I passed. He said, yeah, you need a lot of practice. So my first assignment, I didn't get near a vehicle. My second assignment, the only thing I get to do is ride in the back of the vehicle. And then my third assignment, I actually got to drive. You know, so it was either on foot patrol, or foot patrol.
Right.
Did a lot of stupid things on police vehicles responding, that's for sure. Don't want to play that game again. So glad I'm not in that anymore.
Right?
Especially now.
Yeah. Jesus Christ, to hell of a-
Probably not so bad up here. We will throw people in jail, you know.
Oh my gosh, I hate watching the news anymore because it's so damn dumb. Well, I was watching Jesse Waters.
Yep.
And now San Francisco would have a bar to get out of the subway.
Oh yeah, was that about dumb or what? If I'm looking for hope, I'm looking for the big 300-pound bodybuilder.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
somebody that, you know.
No, because I'm not really. Well, then equip yourself. Go to the gym and lift some weights or carry some weights or get a handgun.
Well, then, yeah, but then if you get a handgun,
You're liable and all that.
Well,
other jokes.
not just that, but having been on SWAT teams and everything else, I must have done something wrong. I told it to send.
Oh, I think you need 701 in front of
Oh,
there.
it doesn't understand. Okay, so I'll back
Yeah.
up. I always worried about over penetration, like if you're going to do a church thing or something like that,
Oh, yeah.
or in a subway or any place like that that's
There
really
you go. It's
congested.
ready.
It won't. Your chances of being absolutely perfect are pretty small,
Yeah.
even if you're good and practiced.
Right.
So there's the gun might actually be a negative. I have debated that a lot of times. I do carry periodically, but usually not, because I'm going someplace, no guns. Oh God, man, I'm walking along. Oh, I brought the stupid gun with me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it came with me again. So we were up in Fargo, and my daughter and wife didn't know I was carrying. I think Jeff did. I pulled the gun out, so he's going to laid it out. So what's that? It's been with us all day. That's Bob.
Right.
Bob's fine. Just leave Bob alone, and Bob will be fine.
Yeah.
Don't mess with Bob. Why'd you bring it? Well, because I'm 300 miles away from where I'm normally at, and if there's an issue, it's too far to drive.
No kidding.
But then again, what configuration do you want to carry on? You want to be super safe, so that gives you a disadvantage because you don't have a round in the chamber, and with some of the guns, I don't necessarily trust them because they don't have external safeties. Went to the old school, So you really want to carry that and take the legal responsibility in that, and chances of I've screwed up before, been fortunate, and try not don't want to do that again.
Yeah.
That was the old school single actions that didn't have a transfer bar. You can be very uncareful and blow your leg off without meaning to. We had a guy that shot himself in the foot in Alaska, and so gunshot wound, so everybody's got to make a big over deal about it, right?
Yeah.
So I'm looking at it, and he says, shot? Yeah, right through your, yeah, okay. So then I'm waiting for the trooper to get there because it's going to be a joint report, and that trooper comes in, looks at him, looks at the foot, looks at the other guy, shot the same foot again last year. The same way. I would tend to remember that, right? Have a good one.
All right, you guys
Want to
do
hold
things.
on to one of these?
Well, I would say this would be the one to hold on to then, unless you want to hold on to the cold one. Whichever you think you can do. Thank you. Looks like they're changing their drive-through or adding structures to their wall or whatever they're doing. I don't know what they're doing.
Turn updates. Turn the updates.
Well, it's just, was that something else before it was Slim Chickens? I don't think so. Oh, it was something else? Oh, yeah. And it sat there. Whoever built it, and it sat there for a long time. And Slim Chickens came
That
out.
was where the
Hotel used to be.
Hillcrest Motel was.
Yeah.
And they dozed it and they built that building.
Yeah. And Subway and the chiropractic thing behind it.
Well, Subway's been here a long time.
Yeah. Well, it's been there for, somebody else had it before Slim Chickens and it didn't go.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know.
Anyhow, it's Slim
It
Chickens
was
now.
Hillcrest Motel at one time, though.
Yep.
One of the places in mine that you don't want to ever go to.
No.
Ever.
No, we didn't hear good things about it. Just like the Fairview Hotel was developed into a very unpleasant place.
Oh, the one in Williston? Yeah.
No, I'm talking about the one here, across the street from the fair. Yeah, that one became a very unpleasant place. Probably wasn't for a lot of its life, but then at the end there, it was getting pretty ratty. They've got to seal it up and order everybody out. Yeah, it's getting to be that time, I guess. How you feeling this morning?
Gotta go to the bathroom.
Oh, that's it, yes.
So I was tapping you.
I knew I'd been talking too long. She didn't have a lot of traffic. So. And you don't get to see the owner all the time. Plus, there's a bird flu up back.
Yes, Texas, I know.
Cause a problem.
Already watched it. Alright, that whole farm's being slaughtered.
Huh?
That whole farm is being slaughtered.
Yeah, well, we are again.
And all the birds in the area that are possible are going to
Yeah.
be wiped out too.
Yeah. Slow it down. Might stop it, might not. Let's see.
Well, I said that other batches of cows from that place were shipped all around the country, so
Yeah. Yeah.
they're trying to find all the farms and they're going to
Yep.
slaughter all those cows.
Cows or birds?
Birds and cows.
Okay, some cows got it.
So some of the cows from the same place
Got it. That's not.
got shipped to other places in the country, so now all those have to be slaughtered because even if they don't test positive, they
Can't.
just because they came from that farm,
Yes.
they have to be slaughtered with
Who pays for
all
it?
the other, well, the government.
Okay.
They take the deal to have them slaughtered, or they can't. They're basically banned from ever doing business again with.
I wonder if they
anybody.
have to have some amount of time with nothing on the land or something like that. Probably.
I don't know. Probably.
I would think so.
They said the government usually gives them market value or something. They
Yeah.
market value to slaughter.
Well, that's good.
Otherwise, they're not allowed to. They can refuse,
It's a bad
but
idea.
then the government won't let them
Do anything.
sell any of that stuff to anybody.
Right.
I suppose they could hold a farmer's market and do it, but they can't sell to any
yeah.
like registered producers,
Right. Right.
which means they'll lose money really quickly.
Yeah. Yeah. They